Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Learner Competitive Exams. Dear students, today we will discuss Pakistan affairs, civil military relations in Pakistan. In this lecture, we discuss civil military relations in Pakistan, a historical background, challenges and way forward. Now, first of all, we define what is the civil military relations. Although civil military relations is a very broad subject encompassing the entire range of the relationship between the military and civilian society at every level, the field largely focuses on the control or direction of the military by the highest civilian authorities in nation states. In 2022, Pakistan experienced a trifecta of challenges as political unrest and economic crisis and destructive flood gripped the nation. Economically, the country is grappling with severe inflation, a declining currency, and critically low foreign reserves, posing significant concern for its financial stability. Then what is the civil military relationship? For military plays key role in nation building, maintaining internal stability and state security. The term civil military relations goes against the historical foundation as traditionally these were two completely distinguishing different spheres as it was used in America and Western literature in 20th century. Traditionally, there are three main types of any state's democratic and political structure, which are military state first of all, where military provides administrative and political leadership and responsible for running the state. Military is powerful enough to control decision making, foreign policy, defense policy, and also deeply involved in economic matters. Historically, majority of states falls in this category. Then civilian-led state, military does not openly concede any administrative and political role. Military is vital to underwrite political order, national security and territorial integrity. Military is reserved to curtail internal and external challenges, although not politically active, but whenever and wherever civilian governments deeply deploy them, they perform their duties. Then civilian state, civilian government do not need military to establish or maintain political order or handle emergency. The civilian institutions are strong enough to protect civilian supremacy, but still military has the key role in the decision making, defense policy, foreign policy and intelligence. You can see military relations, the essential dialogue and interaction necessary to protect and promote humanitarian principle, avoid competition and minimize inconsistency, which is result coordination. If they combat minimizing competition and deconflicting and cooperation, improving the effectiveness, efficiency of the combined effort in peacetime. Then move toward theoretical debate. Huntington's debate on civil military relations in consider the most important one of the field. His book, The Soldier and the State in 1957, focuses on officer corps, professionalism, military ethics, and military mind. Huntington determines civil military relations theory based on three imperative functional, societal, and normative, which determine civil military relations in any state. The first one is based on state society. The more external challenges or security threats, the more chances of imbalanced civil military relations. Second imperative is based on two components, the ideological and constitutional. There are various types of ideologies like conservative, liberal, Marxist, and fascist are common constant component of any society, while the other component is constitutional. This enforces the legal restraint and legal structure to maintain the institutional balance. It provides institutional framework which offers institutional equity to work harmoniously in state. Then civil military relations in Pakistan discuss. Currently, Pakistan is facing a lot of internal and external challenges. Democratic dispensation is a continuous process which demands cordial relationship between military and civilian government defined under constitution for its smooth execution. Pakistan's civil leadership could never muster enough strength to bring military under its control. Over the years, the military gained strength and has proved itself as the only institution capable of securing Pakistan against multitude of domestic and external threats. Unfortunately, upsets in civilian military relations has greatly damaged Pakistan's social, political, economic, cultural fabric and most importantly the process of democratization. Theorists, anti-state element and non-state actor take advantage of the ongoing controversy between the civilian and military leadership. Military intervention greatly hurt democratic setup and doctrine of rule of law. Historically, military has always undermined the mandate of civilian government. Whenever military came into power by unconstitutional means, it established fake democratic system and political parties which led to clash of institutions. The clash of interest between the civilian leadership and the military has greatly dented Pakistan's image in global forums. Then, contagious issues between civil and military establishment. Following are the apparent contagious issues between the military and civilian leadership. First of all, role of military in national politics. Second, military influence over foreign policy affairs. Third, unilateral role of military in designing defense policy. Fourth, security of military defense budget. Scrutiny of military defense budget. 5. Issues on domains of intelligence agencies. 6. Military demand for non-interference in their promotions. 7. Military resistance to civilian leadership in their command and control system. 8. Issue of military industrial complex like FWO, FFC, Askari Bank, Askari Housing Societies and Fauji Foundations. 9. Differences over land and cantonment boards. 10. Issues over control of ISI and other intelligence agencies by the civilian leaderships. 11. Weak political leadership. 12. Ambitious military generals. 13. Corruption. 14. Compromise over Pakistan's vital national interest. For example, Indus Water Treaty 1960, handing over the names of Khalistan freedom fighters to Rajiv Gandhi in 1989, leaking of nuclear secrets to the British and the US in 1993, thereby leading to the restriction on Pakistan under US Presley Amendment against Pakistan, War on Terror 2001, fencing of line of control 2003, military action in East Pakistan and the surrender of more than 90,000 Pakistani troops in 1971, participating in Afghan Jihad in 1979, Memo Gate Scandal in 2011, National Reconciliation Order NRO in 2007, drone attacks in 2004, NATO supply routes in 2007. These are the compromises over Pakistan's vital national interest. Then 15. Economic myopia. 16. Article 58 2b in the Constitution of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan 1973, 8th Amendment 1985, 13th Amendment 1997, 17th Amendment 2004, and then 18th Amendment 2010. 17. Proceedings under Article 6 against General Musharraf of high treason. These are the contentious issue between civil and military establishment. Then move toward historical account of civil-military relations. The transition to civilian rule started right after the inception of Pakistan in 1947. From the colonial rule, Jinnah took hold of the civilian rule as Governor General. During his short span of time as a Governor General, democratization in newly founded country would not get strengthened enough to sustain under the strong feeling of regional insecurity. After Qaid Liaquat Ali Khan became the Prime Minister and contributed toward the continuation of democracy as a strong leader, he presented the objective resolution, which is considered as Magna Carta in our political history. Unfortunately, he was shot dead in 1951, and consequently Pakistan got into chaos and anarchy. As a result, military took opportunity to assert itself as a savior of Pakistan. Then major shift in power structure. Civil bureaucrats turned politicians who used to partner with the military to smoothly achieve their political objectives. The military in turn strengthened itself institutionally by enhancing its control over defense and foreign affairs. This power shift gave rise to political conflicts and disturbed the civil-military equilibrium, which finally ended in the first takeover by army in 1958 by General Ayub Khan. Together with the President and Prime Minister, the Army Chief constitute one-third of the Troika, an extra-constitutional arrangement for civilian-military consensus, building on key domestic foreign policy and security issues. Another institution that gained prominence was the Corps Commanders meeting. Then military intelligence agencies equipped with political wings actively interfere in political system of Pakistan in order to protect particular interests of the military. Close ties with America during Cold War, proxy war in Afghanistan, close working relation with CIA of America, and billions of dollars aid had strengthened their operational capacity. resources and institutional role. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto and the military. On 16 December 1971, Pakistan's military commander in East Pakistan surrendered to Indian forces, which gave birth to new state of Bangladesh. This led to loss of prestige of Pakistan Army, which eventually resulted in temporarily withdrawal of army from politics and facilitating transfer of power to Bhutto. Bhutto tried to bring in strategic changes in management of the army. He created the Joint Chief of Staff Committee, strengthened the MOD by Ministry of Defense by bringing the three services under administrative control, granted the Prime Minister the position of Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, and made all the services chief equal in status. Bhutto excessively used military and other law enforcement agencies to deter his political rivals. As a result, Ziaul Haq seized the power from the elected Prime Minister and hung him. As Chief of Army Staff, he started reign of terror under the cover of his Islamic agenda, which slackened the foundations of the state and democratic system. Janazia was fifth in seniority list, but still Bhutto appointed him the cause. Benazir Bhutto and the military. Benazir Bhutto was in power twice from December 1988 to August 1990 and from October 1993 to November 1996. Bhutto's relation with the military soared mainly because of the following reason: her government's political and economic mismanagement, bitter confrontation with her political adversities that virtually paralyzed the administration, civilian interference in the military internal and organizational affair, cordiality with India. You can see Benazir cordiality with India, and then Nawaz Sharif and the military. Nawaz Sharif took office of the Prime Minister in 1990. Initially, his government enjoyed cordial relations with the military establishment, but situation started bad to worse over issues involving civilian role in the appointment of top military brass and use of intelligence agencies for personal interest. Nawaz Sharif allocated huge funds to military. Differences grew bitter between the Prime Minister and the President over military appointments and over President discretionary power. As a result, President sacked the elected civilian government in 1993 with the support of the military. In 1997, Sharif again returned to the office with two-third majority. Civilian government succeeded in establishing it writ over all institutions. Nawaz Sharif government passed 13th and 14th Amendment to cut the power of President, to dissolve the Parliament and strengthen the head of political party respectively. The appointment of Pervez Musharraf as new Chief of Army Staff, while ignoring the seniority of other general, once again soured the relationship. Nawaz ignored Ali Quli Khan Khattak and promoted Pervez Musharraf as cause. Then Kargil episode added fuel to fire to already tense relation between the civilian and military leadership. Military staged a coup in 1999, and again civilian government became the victim of military dictatorship. From 2008 to 2013, Pakistan People's Party parliamentarian and the military Sayyid Yusuf Raza Gilani assumed the office of the Prime Minister and Asif Ali Zardari became president, civilian government tried to put ISI under the control of Ministry of Interior, but that decision met greater resistance from the military. Ultimately, decision was reversed due to threat to democratic system. PP government announced to send ISI chiefs to India in the wake of Mumbai attack in 2008. There were hiccups in the relationship over democratic issues, corruption, suspension of judges issue, foreign policy affair and Memo Gate scandal 2011. Gilani and military during People's Party regimes. Key actor of Memo Gate scandal, you can see all the key actors of Memo Gate scandals. Swat operation and security related issues saw unanimity of policies between the both. US raid on Abbottabad hideout of Osama bin Laden created a debate about the responsibility of state security and its connections with the terrorists. Civilian government came to rescue and defended well the position of military and state intelligence agency at all fronts. In 2013, with the arrival of Nawaz Sharif as the Prime Minister of Pakistan, there was a new chapter in civilian military relations. Tension erupted due to the treason case against General Musharraf. Due to remaining only 3 months of service, Lieutenant General Harun Aslam was not made course, so the next senior most general, General Raheel Sharif, was appointed as Commander-in-Chief. From 2014 to 2022, the smooth transfer of power between two democratically elected civilian administrative in May 2013 represented a significant milestone since it was the first instance of such a transition between two civilian government. During PTI PAT sit in 2014, the military remained neutral. Civilian military consensus in negotiation with TTP in 2013, launch of Zarbiaz operation, provincial apex committees to fight against terrorism and corruption, foreign policy toward Afghanistan, China, Saudi Arabia and US, the rise of new political lexicon indirectly referring to the military's interference in political affairs in Pakistan's civil-military relations 2013 to 18. In a recent development, it marked the beginning of the transitional phase in the country's political structure and provided an alternative medium for political dissent. It became quite clear to political analysts present at this meeting that Kiani did not want to share the blame for civilian mismanagement. Army Chief General Kiani listed civilian failures, which read almost like a charge sheet against politicians. Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif had to carefully finish the process of appointing the new army chief on November 2013. General Khalid Shamim Wine was allowed to retire as chairman Joint Chief of Staff Committee in October 2013 without his replacement being announced immediately. Instead, Kiani's favor successor, Lieutenant General Rashid Mahmood, Chief of General Staff, was elevated upwards to his ceremonial slot just one day before Kiani's retirement, 29 November. Raheel Sharif, third in the order, was chosen as the army chief ahead of his seniors Harun Aslam and Rashid Mahmood. Though the Nawaz government may have been forced by the judiciary to take up treason process against Musharraf. Interestingly, Musharraf was claimed that he has the backing of the army and he was surprised why Kiani did not take a stand against what seemed a clear case of vendetta by one or two person for the army, while person of Musharraf may be secondary. This is an institutional issue. जनरल राही शरीफ पाकिस्तान के नए सिपह सलार मुकर्रर 2018 civil military election during PTI government election showed that military's ability to control the political scene is limited. Indeed, PMLN and PP have maintained their traditional stronghold in Punjab and Sindh. Despite the support of the military, PTI only managed to prevail in the election with a slight majority. The crisis of Imran Khan's government between 2020 and 2022 was due to three main factors. First, division between the parties in the ruling coalition, mismanagement of the emergency caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, the PTI and military's differing view of economic cooperation with Beijing and particularly the China-Pakistan economic corridor. This situation led to conflict between PTI and military and the no confidence vote in parliament in April 2022 that ousted Imran Khan from power by vote of no confidence. Civil military relationship during PTI government political tightrope, sympathy wave, gaining election. It was only a matter of the time before the civil military establishment, in its determination to keep former PM Imran Khan from returning to power through popular election, elected to remove him from the political stage. In the aftermath of Khan's arrest, unanswered questions remained over the timing of the upcoming national elections, the leadership of the caretaker government, and whether recent events have in any way reset civil military relations. Marvin G. Van Born, Director of Afghanistan and Pakistan Studies. You can see historical account about after the removal of PM Imran Khan via no confidence movement. Chaudhry Fawad Hussain, ex-minister of PTI-led government, tweeted, "We must strive for balance in civil-military relations. Power must be transferred to people of Pakistan. I call upon political parties and establishment. Let's rewrite political framework. Let's agree on rules of game. Present system has failed Pakistan. We need to look up for fair rules." Then Imran Khan tweeted, "You can see blame a foreign influence." Then military head change, army command exchange, General Bajwa to General Syed Asim Munir, and Nawaz Sharif returned to Pakistan. The army seems to have given a green signal to Nawaz Sharif to become the face of forthcoming general elections in Pakistan. A three-time Prime Minister and a proclaimed offender in an ongoing corruption case is back in Pakistan following 4 years of self-imposed exile in London. There has been a mixed reaction to his arrival, but the Pakistan army seems to be taking after their previous golden child, Imran Khan, failed the establishment. The chartered flight carrying Nawaz Sharif from Dubai was named Umeed Pakistan, a phrase translated as Hope of Pakistan. The paradox to this imperative is Edmund Burke's warning, armed discipline body is in essence dangerous to the liberty, the potential threat to an incumbent administration and to the society at large. Napoleon Bonaparte said, without an army, there is neither independence nor civil liberty. Historical review itself once again, history revise itself once again, and factor ensuring equilibrium in civil military relations. First of all, strong judiciary, proactive civil society including lawyer, civil activists, vibrant media, seniority-based appointment of courts, 18th Amendment, sovereignty of the Parliament, guidelines for regulating civil-military relationship in future endeavor. First, national security strategy must involve civilian leadership and professional military officials. A new counter-terrorism force should be established under Ministry of Interior, which undertakes operations against terrorists and non-state actors, thus giving an opportunity to military to concentrate on national defense. Third, political parties need to introduce party elections and democracy within their ranks so that democratic culture is developed and the roots of democracy are strengthened among the masses. Four, military budget must be scrutinized by the civilian leadership. Five, foreign policy must be under civilian control and a comprehensive mechanism should be established for smooth decision-making process under foreign policy office in collaboration with the military think tanks. 6. Rule of law and good governance. 7. Civil military consensus on Kashmir dispute. In future, media, civil society, philanthropist and writer need to be taken on board in diffusing mistrust between the civilian and military establishments. Frequent visits of top political leadership to frontline war zones in Fatah and Waziristan areas. Appointment of course on the basis of sheer seniority. Timely and transparent election in the country. Supremacy of parliament in all major policy making. Jinnah once said, do not forget that the armed forces are the servant of the people. You don't make national policy. It is the civilian who decide these issues and it is your duty to carry out these tasks with which you are interested. Ironically, however, the dictum has been trampled time and again in the name of national interest and progress. Dear student, may Allah Almighty prosper Pakistan with best civil military relations. Ameen. Long live Pakistan. क्लास डिस्कशन के लिए शुड मिलिट्री प्ले इट्स रोल इन सिविलियन इलेक्टोरल प्रोसेस इलेक्शन, यस और नो। डियर स्टूडेंट, ये सिविल मिलिट्री रिलेशंस ऑफ पाकिस्तान थे। इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट वीडियो में नए टॉपिक के साथ मिलते हैं। तब तक अपना ख्याल रखिएगा। अल्लाह हाफिज़।